we can start. Don't for them too much. Yeah. Coming over there, so alright, so today we'll start looking at the nature of early childhood education. Nature of early childhood education. Now, when we talk about nature of early childhood education, what comes to your mind? The nature of something is that which is inherent, the inborn characteristics of something. So we are talking about the inborn characteristics of early childhood. What does it comprise? What is it about?
I think this is how early childhood got it.
If we are talking about how it started, we have talked about the origin of early childhood. But we are saying the nature of early childhood. What comprises early childhood? What does it consist of? What is involved in early childhood?
Childhood consists of pre-education.
It is all education, but which starts at a very early stage of a child. The nature of early childhood here is talking about the essence of early childhood. What is the whatness? You remember last time we were talking about some branches of philosophy, metaphysics. So we are looking at the whatness, what comprises philosophy. And so we talked about the essence of nature, the essence of reality. So when we talk about the inborn characteristics of early childhood, we are talking about what it is involved. What does it involve itself in? What does it comprise of? So here we are saying, in the case of early childhood education, the nature of something is the inherent or inborn character or basic constitution of a person or thing. Others would call it its essence. The National Early Childhood Care and Education Policy reaffirms the commitment of the government of our own early childhood provision. Whereas early childhood education talks about the early stages of children, child development can be explained in a multidimensional perspective. Okay. But in the general understanding of early childhood, we are saying there are issues of education and knowledge. There are issues of child development that are starting from when the child has been formed. When we say life has been conceived, there early childhood care begins. This implies when the mother has been pronounced pregnant, then early childhood begins. Because how she is going to be reacting how the man is going to be reacting. How people are going to be taking care of that woman or treating her will determine how the child will be grown in the womb. So we are talking about the dimensions of social, emotional, the cognitive, and motor performance of the child as it is growing. That is what will trigger what kind of behavior later on in life for this child. What kind of diseases this child is going to develop later on. Because of the, again, nutritional status that is given to that particular woman, who in turn feeds the child. What is the social aspect of the woman who is pregnant? How does she socialize will also determine how the child will grow up. How does this woman react emotionally will also determine how the child will be reacting. The way the woman is treated will also determine how the child will be thinking. So this is some kind of psychological per se, how the motor development will be enacted or affected will determine how the child will be developing. So this is a very critical stage where the pregnant woman has to be taken care of very much by people around her, because when a child starts developing inside her, that child has to be taken care of socially, emotionally, and mentally, which is later on going to trigger what kind of behavior that we see today in the adult person. So that begins from when life has begun. This is very tricky nowadays, because most parents are even leaving their children in the hands of their mates. And it is difficult to determine what kind of character, where this character is coming from. And it's difficult to make an imprint on the desired character for this particular child. At home, they are being taken care of by the mate. In the evening, a little care by the parents. But the whole day when they come to school, it's us as teachers who are wholly responsible for mentoring these little people to become responsible or irresponsible.
In addition,
yes,
also spiritual people must also be around in this pregnant woman, because it will help the contact inside her also to have some spiritual domain. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay, so we are looking at this, even the point of spirituality, the spiritual aspect comes in as well. So we have the social, intellectual, the spiritual, and the emotional. This person is running away from church. Is running away from school, or even when he or she is in school, the way of behavior is different, because you have exposed this child into different environments, which others are giving a negative attitude and others a positive attitude, and the kind of behavior that will be triggered will be that which is not desired. But at the end of it, we are targeting the kind of behavior outcome. That's what we want to make an imprint into this child. Okay? So that's what is bringing us to talk about the nature of a child in early childhood. What is the nature of early childhood education? We are saying the whole concept begins when a child has been conceived to the time that the child is reaching 7 8 years old. How the child is nurtured matters most. Because that's what kind of behavior will come out later on. In a developing country like Malawi, it is fundamental to have a policy or policies that are laid down on how early childhood could be approached. This would help to lay a strong foundation on early grade level. And once we lay a strong foundation, then we have children that are not going to be misled. We have teachers that are receiving standard 1 students who already have got prior knowledge. And so standard 2 teachers are not going to blame standard 1 teachers for giving them half-baked students. Because this is what is happening in most schools. Today you give me students who are substandard, I will blame the teachers who are handling that class. Until standard 8, I'll still be blaming those who are teaching standard 7. But where is the problem coming from? A poor foundation or background. So early childhood care and education is necessary as readiness for next class. Yeah. Early childhood care and education is necessary as readiness for formal education. We are preparing these little ones on what school is. And so the courses, the subjects that are offered in standard 1, we need to start introducing them in the reception so that they get ready for standard 1. Okay? Now, what are the aims and objectives of our course? We need to know the history of early childhood. Where it started from at the global level, where it started from at the continental level, where it started from and how it started here in our country. Now, pre-primary education is the education that a child receives before entering school at the age of 5 or 6, when we allow them to start standard 1. That's clear. Okay? Now, we are saying pre-primary school starts even before a child is born. In the normal circumstance, pre-primary school starts before a child is born. And this is what we're explaining. That once a child has been conceived, education starts. Care starts. But we just take it for granted that it's just 1 week. It's just 2 weeks. It's not yet a human being. So we are seeing that early childhood includes prenatal education. What should be involved in prenatal education? Postnatal care. What should be involved? Ladies. We may have a practical or practical examples of some women who have had children already. When a girl, a woman is pregnant, and you go to the clinic, you are told, in most cases nowadays, they are telling them, come with your partner if you are not married. Why should you come with your partner? It's because there are some lessons that are given to both of them for the benefit and the good health of the child who is coming. There are issues of cleanliness. There are issues of nutrition. There are emotional issues that the partner has to give as support to the other partner. Sometimes women have, they do develop certain kinds of appetite, particular, that they will tell you, I want a mango in the season when they are not mangoes. I want to eat soda, you know. Where is this coming from? No, I want an apple. Today I want an ice cream. There is no shop nearby where you can buy some ice cream. And somebody just changes the mood like that if I don't provide. But the mood that is being changed is affecting the child. And sometimes as men you could say she's doing it deliberately. When in the actual sense the mood has just switched. It's not her fault, but that's what has come into her mind. And if men have not been taught those small crazy techniques of how to understand, sometimes even when you do not have what it takes, even just calming them down, cheating them like babies, they also become like babies at that point. Although others take advantage. They say it's the most beautiful moment for a lady to enjoy when you have a responsible man. Do this. I don't feel like cooking now. I don't feel like I'll cook for you. After cooking, hey, I want to eat this. The appetite has changed. I don't feel like eating again. And then that's where now you find your friends getting upset. I think this is too much. I went to buy fish, dry fish which you sent me. I came back and said, you are feeling like sick. You cannot cook again. Okay, I'm cooking. I cook, I prepare the food, and then let's eat together. You are enjoying it. There's too much cooking oil there. I cannot eat this. And for me, this is delicious meal that I have prepared as a man. No. If I do not understand as a man what she's going through, then I may end up shouting at her. I may end up using words which are not appropriate, and then this woman of mine now ends up being more hate. The more hate she gets, the more hate the baby is getting inside. Because at the psychological point, they are getting the outside environment. They have a feel of the outside environment. And that affects their future behavior. We don't know. Why is this brother behaving different from the other brother? The other one seems to be too quiet. The other one too active. What was happening is the way the pregnancy was taken care of. The way that we were uttering and they were listening that we wanted to kill them. Those muscles actually see and say, okay. These are parts of psychology that at a certain point we tend to wonder, why are these kids or this child behaving in this way? Where is this behavior coming from? This animalic behavior. We wanted to eliminate life at a certain point, and sometimes in this person's mind, those barbaric characteristics come in and you just wonder, now guys, this is the reality. Because life is spiritual. Pre-primary education in this aspect is broad, in its broader sense, may be divided into early childhood education, which has got pre-primary. There are stages of the time when the child has not yet been born, and then the post-birth, and then from year 1 to year 2, year 3 to year 4, year 5 to year 6. So there are different stages that different scholars have put these developments for early childhood education that we are going to see later on. Now, why should we come up with the history and philosophy of education? Any objectives? One of the objectives is to develop a good physique for the children. Do they need good physique? With their soft bones? They do.
And they are trained.
Okay. At that point, the bones are developing. Everything about them is developing and growing very fast. So they need physical activity. So we are saying to develop a good physique, and this includes development of the motor skills, the brain, the mind. It also includes development and coordination of the muscles. As they are running up and down, they are also improving the coordination of the muscles and developing them as well. At this stage, we are supposed to train them much on hygiene and health habits. Every morning that they wake up, these little ones, we clean them, and after cleaning them, we dress them and teach them the good toilet habits, the eating habits, the washing habits, and cleaning. In most of the homes where the parents are well to do, at a certain point, we have lived a misplaced life for the children and misled them. That when your parents are rich, you're supposed to just be seated and continue watching the television as the helpers are doing the house chores. And so this little one would just wake up one day and leave the bed and maids. Because I know that the maids are going to do the work. They are growing up, they go to boarding schools, they fail to live life there. Why? Because others are laughing at them. Who is to blame? For a parent, they take it as something which is very responsible. My child cannot do this. My child cannot do that. But, as if you are the first one to give birth and raise a child. But we understand that is the love that every parent will want to give their children. But at the same time, we are supposed to train these children to be responsible in life. And so it begins with small responsibilities and duties of a home. Like making a bed. You wake up, before you do anything, make your bed, go and clean your teeth, or wash your face and do what? Take a bath, have your breakfast, start doing the daily duties. follow whatever timetable you may have. As they grow, it becomes very easy for them to go through life, pass through life, and follow it. But to just let them be, tomorrow they'll shout at you. And when the men shout at them, it becomes a very big. I'll tell mom to sack you. This is our home. There are toilet habits that we may also need to consider. There are other children, when they go to the toilet, men are always, they'll be playing there. And we need to check them, because they may end up getting diseases there. We don't know. And toilet training is very important because that also has got an impact on the later life. I was giving an example one day that when a child is allowed to do toilet here on the floor, when you are there, the mind is still tender, and for them there is no shyness, no sense of shyness, so they can do it even when you are here. As you are hearing that they will smell the place, pollute the place, and so you just shout because they are people, right? It's not acceptable. I freak out. And as I freak out, I'm making some breaks, right? For us, we think that is just normal. It's nothing to worry about. But to the life of the child later on, I am creating something. What could that be? There is a certain character that I'm implanting into the life of this child. That will be triggered because I have stopped him or her to finish the business in a normal way. And then we find someone one day, whenever he or she is walking, they're busy powdering themselves. They're trying to perfect what you stopped them that time. They were trying to urinate, you just hear me. These are some of the men who, when they marry now, they become so violent on their partners. Why? I am free now, I can do anything. I'll finish, you cannot. These are the things. And these are the ladies that are giving problems to their partners. Why? There is a time that I miss, which I need to do what? To replace. There are certain characters that we exhibit to our friends and partners, which are not coming directly because of what we want to be, but are as a reaction, formation of what kind of life we wanted to pass through, but we missed it. And so it gives back to us. Such explainable characteristics. Issues of hygiene are going to have an impact later on in life for some people because they were stopped to do certain activities. And so they want to overdo. So it becomes a compensation of what I missed. Now that I'm free and I have all the money, okay, here I come. Either they become alcoholics, it's either they become prostitutes and Casanovas, it's either they become too smart. Every day it's a naked, very smart guy. I remind them brush. Those are the times. Instead of messing the zone of me here and there I have to look behind how's my is everything okay? Such kind of crap. You are never satisfied of what you are, because you always want to make up and prove to everybody that, yes, you can do it. Others end up overeating. If you were to give them the same idea of what, you're joking, put a mountain there. The person doesn't get satisfied so easily. Eating like normal business. If you see the area of sexuality, you find there are others who are sex maniacs. The man is complaining, no, this person doesn't. No, you are not even a man. What's the problem? No, he's not man enough. And there are issues of what? Promiscuity within the marriage. The man or woman is moving away to another partner, breaking their whatever vows they made. Why? This one doesn't understand himself or herself. There are those problems that were missed and misplaced priorities, in the area, which we do not know, we're just passing through them, and you don't understand. At a certain point, you have been a very good Christian, very good moral person. You reach your 20-something, 30 behavior switch. What has happened? We normally say it's one of those things in life. At a certain point, when you reach 30, 34, 33, 31, you will change. And from all the time, from a good person to a bad person, you think that just happened? No, it's got history. That good, lovely wife just switches on and sees this masculine guy. I want this that man. The tall, in complexion, and switch. You realize the marriage is broken, relationship broken. What happened? I don't know. Please forgive me now. Area life. The same way we are raising these children, they are born but living different from their parents. Those are also problems that we are creating at a certain point. But certain problems which cannot be sorted out because maybe one was trying to live a good life, the other one was affected too much and is reacting. The reaction formation is so negative that I cannot live with this person. So what happens? Okay, the child is being kept by grandmother, grandfather, or myself alone without my partner. What happens? The normal way I have to develop as a child shall be different. Don't blame me if I behave otherwise tomorrow. It's not me, it's you. So there is an aspect of early childhood training that we must so much understand as teachers of early childhood. When these kids are in our class, why do they behave this way? Why do they behave that way? Why does this child behave different? This way different from that other one, and like that. Why does this teacher behave this way and not that way? Different from the other teacher. Committed, so committed. The other one doesn't perform. Why? The other one so responsible, the other one, no. Why? The other one so restrictive in doing things, the other one democratic and open-minded. Why? My early childhood experience. Were you taking me out to go and play with you as my mother and my father on the weekends? No. Daddy and mommy is always serious. Business, they're making their own money. And the excuse that parents give are, I'm making a life for these children so that they live well. Right? Sweetheart, let's go at least just to go and eat out, my friends. If I don't have money, you will not love me. But what is the ideal? At least take time to go out and relax with your children. Relax with your partner. If we don't do that, we are killing future families. Why? Because the person that I'm going to meet, his or her parents were doing everything possible. But you know what happens? They're going to fall in love with someone whose parents were not so responsible enough. And then they claim to love each other. Later on, it bursts out after 1 or 2 children. And then you find out, you are not my guy, my friend. But this time, no. Marriage is about peace, joy and happiness. So if I'm not peaceful, then what's the purpose? What are we ending into? Broken marriages and relationships. Single parenting. Which may come because I was well raised, you were not well raised. We came together without properly understanding each other. Unfortunately, we cannot do everything. So those instances will always be there. Unless someone says, I have to be strong enough to accommodate you. If not, with the kind of educated majority that we are having nowadays, what is happening is, I don't care. You can go, right? Yeah, I also don't care. Go away. Who suffer? The little ones abroad. And what kind of life do we expect from them if they don't care as well? And that's the life, the world that we are creating. But we are saying we need to go back to the drawing tables. When we are encouraging early childhood education like this, we need to make these children to be responsible and shower them with the needed love that they get. Another thing that we are bringing on board here on the objective is to make these children to learn how to share things with others and wait for their own turn. We want them to develop vocabulary, right? Other than training them in hygiene, coordinating their measures, and making them to learn from others, or share things with others, and wait for their turn. We also want to encourage them to participate in different activities. Because once they are encouraged to participate, they are going to be developing their motor skills, their social interaction skills, and their intellectual abilities. These children develop self-reliance when we bring them to school. Because there are certain tasks that we give them so that they can do on their own. As they do them, we encourage them, they become children of high self-esteem. Encourage them in conversations. They develop into social beings. They develop the health habits for personal development and adjustment. Sometimes they also develop appreciation of beauty of the natural environment. Odette, are you okay? Why did you come?
I'm having a headache.
You have a headache? Do you have medicine?
No.
Now, when we are teaching these children, one of the other several objectives is to help them to develop concepts of the right and wrong, morality. Joiva Dijabu. The concept of right and wrong. Why should I develop the concept of right and wrong? You have an answer. Why? Teaching them about this is wrong, this is right. And in this class, we are putting up rules. Whoever breaks such rules will be given positive reinforcement.
That's the for discipline.
Discipline?
Yeah. And also for them to with better or good behavior.
Morality is about teaching them good behavior. How to behave well. And if we do not start from that early stage, then we have killed them. In Chichawa, we do say Miraboya. And so if we are to make that layer to be Boyana, what do we do? That which we do when we are adults, we start to teach them when they are still young. Okay? So we need to teach them about morality. Now, when we are to talk about optimal child development, what do we mean? Optimal development of children. We are talking about the ability of these children to acquire culturally relevant skills and behaviors that allow them to function effectively in their current context, as well as adapt successfully when their current context changes. We need to make an impact on them and make sure that we train them. When the situation is like this, you need to get used to it. That doesn't come anyhow. It comes with training. When there is no menu, we will not eat the nsima that you like very much. We are going to eat porridge. We are going to eat cassava. You tell them the truth. We have been used in our traditional culture as Africans to teach our children lies. Though at a certain point it makes sense, right? Because you cannot tell a child to say, your dad and mom were doing this for this baby you are seeing to come to. They will not understand. Some of the things they will figure them out by themselves. But there are issues of morality that we have to tell them right here and away. This is wrong. Others we find better ways of how to teach them what good behavior is and what bad behavior is. There are certain movies that these children have watched which have ended up touching their hearts and they remove their tears. Small child get emotional. How would you reach to the heart of this little soul? A certain child was watching a movie, and this cartoon child on the screen was like crying, drops of tears falling down, and then the child looks and felt so touched, and went there with a piece of cloth, wanting to do what? To remove the cheese. He said, what is that? You know? So you want to see that, okay, so they can also be trained to feel pity. On the aspect of morality, this is bad. This is good. You train them by exposing them to such an environment of happiness, joy, sadness, and the like. Okay? Now, development of a child, here we're talking about multidimensional, which is varying as a function of nutritional and biomedical status, genetic inheritance, and social and cultural context. When we do not give proper nutrition to these children, in most cases they are likely to grow with malnutrition. We are bringing in different programs at national level of Bomba and the like. The feeding programs. Why? Certain children come from poor families which cannot afford to provide for them. Why do we give the feeding program in schools? Others have come from their homes with hunger, and when they sit in class, they cannot concentrate. So what I'm thinking is, what time am I going back home? Maybe Mama has fetched for anything for me to eat. There's not even no data. When it's break time, I'm going outside to go and drink water. That is it. And as I see my friends eating, it helps me. And it makes me to hate my parents. That is the mind of a little child. Why can't I also get food like the way my friends do? As this child is isolating himself or herself to stay by oneself, thinking of trying to figure out what is it about his little life. They have their own small problems and their own small wishes they would wish their fathers and fathers would have provided. They would want their parents to provide. Even at a certain stage when we are growing, we have asked ourselves questions. Why was I born from these parents and not that family? At a certain point. I'm basically us here working on food every day, whereas other parents are bringing their children and taking them back home on vehicles and different transport modes. The early childhood education now is coming in. We can teach them, train them to make an impact on their later life. They can change that state. There are issues of genetic inheritance. Certain children have just inherited problems of their parents, according to the genes of their parents. And they cannot come out, or unless there's proper medical attention. There are issues of social and cultural context in the development of children. How my parents have socialized me to the world is how sociable I will be to it. How my parents have not socialized me to this world is how unsociable I am going to be. And hence there are such characters where you find, you ask a question to this child. She cannot stand up, he cannot give an answer. You ask the question to the other child, they are able to give answers with that flexibility. Like the question now that comes in is what makes these other children to be so relaxed to answer the questions freely, and give correct answers. And the others, they cannot even open their mouth. The way you